Typical Saturday here at Nutter Speed Shop. Tommy just stopped by with a little project for me. What do we got going on, Tommy?
Well, we're turning a little cage in the Bronco into a family cage because the sun keeps hitting my cooler and melting all my ice.
Oh, man. There we go. That's a beaut. Alright, well, my friend Wes showed up after that. He needed some wheel adapters bored out, and bored out a lot, like about a ½ inch. So let me show you how that went. When I'm touching off, it doesn't matter.
I know, I'm just trying to get a good angle.
It's like the final is what matters. So we'll get there a lot faster this time. Here goes. You can see I put it back to the roughing speed. Alright, well, we're just checking the bore size with this telescoping gauge. They're pretty easy to use. Kind of put them in at an angle and then pop it out. It gets forced down to the smallest size. And we come over to the good old micrometer. There we go, final pass. Should be a nice fit on Wes's. Alright, we just we just bored Wes's spacers out almost a ½ inch. And look at that. He's got a...
about perfect.
Alright, back at the lathe one more time on this busy Saturday. Tommy's gone, Wes is gone, I went and ate some lunch. Life's good. I got one more job. A viewer wanted one of these. So this is Dana 60 spindle bearing tool that I made, and if you go back to my Dana 60 video series, you'll be able to see where I used it, but instead of making you go back, I'll just insert the clip right here and show you what it's for. Clip. Alright, not much to say here. I'm just going to knock them in the same way I knocked them out. There's a round edge and a square edge. I'm assuming the round edge goes in first. That'd make the most sense, as it'd guide in better. There we go. Exactly a ½ inch deep. Perfect. And I'll tell you, I was flat out honest with the viewer. I said, you could do this with a piece of tubing or sockets or whatever. Just be careful. That's how I did it for years. This is the only one of these I've ever made. And I made it for that video. Never used one before. So, don't think I'm telling you, you have to get this tool to do this job. There's other ways to do this job, and I've been doing it the other ways. So, anyways, he really wanted one. He is paying up good money for this, so I'm going to machine one up for him, and we'll get it in the mail. It's Saturday. I'll probably get it in the mail Monday, maybe Tuesday at the latest. So follow along as I do a little more machine work. Alright, let me give you the explanation on how I'm going to machine this, just so you can follow along later with what I'm doing. So, this first part, this longer part is a pilot, and then this step sets the actual depth. The pilot is roughly 1.475. The actual depth is 1.861, and we'll use a micrometer and we'll get real exact in those diameters. The pilot depth is 0.8, might say 0.822, whatever. It's caliper, it's a pilot. It doesn't have to be exact. What does have to be exact, right here, this depth is a ½ inch. So, hopefully you followed that. Those are the dimensions. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to machine this whole thing to this roughly 1.8 to this diameter here. And that depth is 1 inch plus 50 thousandths. and then I'll come back and machine this pilot step, and then I'll throw it in the bandsaw and cut it off. So pretty quick and easy little lathe job here. Hope you like watching it. Alright, per usual, you're on the back side opposite me so you can watch the chips fly. Ooh, we're in low range. Shift her up to high range. So I'm sure you're wondering how I am going to do exactly 1 inch and 50 thousandths on a pass, you know, for depth. Well, this is a 2-inch travel indicator on a magnetic base. It's touching this. All I got to do is touch off on the end of the part, which I effectively have because I've just faced it. I just set this off so it's preloaded. I set a 0, and it's back to cutting. Chips are flying. Perfect. Right on, 1.480. All right, here we are at the bandsaw, doing bandsaw things. I suppose it'll help if I turn on the down feed. There we go. Still doing bandsaw things. We'll just catch this so it doesn't fall on the floor. There we go. All right, here we are over at the vise with the original and the new one. So here's my original. You can see my writing on there. The pilot diameter, 1.476, 1.4755, close enough. I mean, we're only calipering it. And then the pushing diameter, 1.860, and 1.854. It'll still work, a couple thousandths on each side clearance. So it ended up being a little thinner. This one I didn't have any room to get it in the bandsaw. That's exactly how long the material was. So ended up being a little thinner, but it's fine. It'll work. It sticks well above the rest of the spindle. So one thing left to do on this. Let's open up the old vise here. Let's make a bunch of noise hitting the vise handle on the tripod. Clamp this guy in. Still looking at it? You bet. Here we go. Kind of oily. N. Where is the S? I should put these in order, shouldn't I? I suppose the one upside down is the one I'm looking for. Sure is. S. S. Nutter Speed Shop. Well-deserved beer. Yeah, I didn't exactly spend my Saturday screwing off. I mean, I worked on stuff all day, but I helped out some friends. I helped out a viewer with a tool that he really wanted. And Farley had a good time with all the visitors over here. So it was a good day. And now I'm going to shower up and relax with the cold beverage or two. And tomorrow's a car show. So thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Check out my Patreon. There's getting to be more and more behind the scenes videos on Patreon, as well as early access to everything. And, you know, I don't know, life's good, and we'll see you on the snowmobile trails or at the car show or off-road or wherever the trail takes us.